I've got 3 underdog fantasy plays. Let's talk about them. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Craig Bennett, aka Cash Cake, back with another Underdog and Fantasy Pick'em video. If you do not have that Underdog account, make sure you use that promo code CashCake and get yourself 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Link is in the description below. We also have a lot of tools available for Underdog for basically every package that we have. We throw plays out there every day for that we have for Underdog. We have tools that we have with our plus EV tools, with projections based off everything. So if you want to check those out, again, we can sign up with our Patreon, check us out, chat with us. We got 3 of us putting out NBA plays each and every night. So there's a lot, around 20 to 25 different plays between all the different sites that we do put out each night. So you can check all those out. And again, if you want extra plays as well, I started doing this yesterday and we hit with our Vooch over 9.5 first half points. I'm going to drop some more plays out there on my Twitter. So if you want to follow my Twitter at Keg4540, you can check over right over here and see my Twitter handle. Join me. I'm going to drop 2 more plays again today. Hopefully we'll keep it going. I'll do a little brief description of why I like to play, and we'll start dropping those. And if you like these videos, want to see more Underdog videos, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel. I'll keep doing my best to try to knock these out. We did go 2-1 in our last video we did for Underdog. We hit the CJ McCollum and Ingram over, and then we just hooked on Vooch rebounds, and that was a couple days ago. We got some familiar plays here today that we'll talk about, and let's just dive right in. Check it out. All right, we have the PrizePicks. Sorry, Underdog. We have the Underdog up here. You can check the Underdog site out. They have a sweet mobile app you can download as well. One of the cool things, again, I've talked about this many times, is favorites. I love the favorites option here. When I do these videos, I generally don't get these out for NBA because they drop them a little later, but they have them for NFL. I'm going to try to do this NFL video over the next couple days and drop it in here. But it's one of my favorite options that they have over here at Underdog. It sets them apart personally. And then here on the insurance, again, if I'm going to play, a 2-man, I tend to not use the insurance. I want to keep that 3X. Even a 3-man, I won't use it. But if I have a 4 or 5-man slip, I will turn the insurance on so I can miss one play here and still get paid out. And I prefer to go that route. So if you're deciding when to use insurance or when not to, that is my preference that we do have for this. So again, we're going to do this 3 plays that we like, and 2 of them are going to look pretty familiar. We were on these things when we hit the 2-1, the last Underdog video that we did do, and I think we're going to continue to jump on these again. And that's going up against Atlanta. We got CJ McCollum, and Brandon Ingram is supposed to play today, which he did sit out that one back-to-back, which is understandable. He was out for a while, but Zion is still out. Ingram should be back here. So I'm going to go higher on these assists here for CJ McCollum. I think it's a spot where, he can do really well against Atlanta. Juice is heavily on the over here at -135 at the 5.5 mark. And, with Ingram back, those few games that he did play coming back, he played, a handful of games. He's played about 5 games, but with minutes that are cranked up to where they should be, he's basically played 3 games here. And in those 3 games that he has played, CJ has went over this mark each and every time he's played. So I do like this. He went under on the Sacramento game, but that's where Ingram sat out that game. So with Ingram back, he's going to take more of an offensive load. I do like taking the higher than a 5.5 assist for him. I think that projection is a little light. It should be at 6.5 to me. So 5.5, I feel like we're getting almost a full point here for assists for CJ McCollum. So we're going to take higher than 5.5 assists for him. The next one we're going to talk about, again, I'm going back over to this. I'm going to go Brandon Ingram higher than 24.5 here. Now, Brandon Ingram has played, like I said, he's come back and played 4 games. He did not play that game in Sacramento. That was on that back-to-back. But the last 2 games that he's played, the minutes that he should play, he's crushed this line. 26 points and 35 against the Lakers. And the one thing I like is 20 shot attempts and 28. Going up against Atlanta's defense, they're ranked 21st in points allowed, 21st in field goal percentage allowed, 16th in free throws allowed, and they're 19th against small forward defense. And it's just a spot where I think he can get there for us. With no Zion out there, he should continue to be pretty aggressive with the ball in his hands here. So I think we should see over 20 shots again today. And if you're going to give me that with the line at 24.5, I have no problem taking that for Brandon Ingram. So I do like Brandon Ingram over 24.5 points in this game. And then the last one we're going to talk about here, I was looking at a few, and I think where I'm going to land here, Ja Morant is due to be back going to Chicago. Chicago is on a back-to-back. They played last night. But I think the spot here we can go lower on a guy is actually Jaren Jackson Jr., lower than 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Again, going up against Chicago here, the juices are lower at -125, -130 out there in some of the sports books to have a comparison. And he's only cleared this number. He's only went higher than this projection in 2 of his last 10 games, and one of them was at the 27 mark against Phoenix. And I think a lot of it has to do with Ja Morant back. I don't think he's going to take a ton of shots with Morant playing. He can get hot, but he gets in foul trouble so much that his minutes just never are really massive. He plays around 30 minutes a game. Get you some rebounds, don't really do any much with assist. He's just going to basically get rebounds and points. So points wise, I lean the unders lower in this one as well. So if you want to take a lower than 17.5 points, I like that one as well. That's where I'm kind of looking at lower 26.5 points, rebounds, assists, or 17.5 points. I think Morant's probably going to get it going here, and that just kind of hurts his ceiling in my opinion. And again, like I said, we look about the last 10 games. He's only went higher than that projection 2 of those last 10 games. So it's a spot where he's only went higher than this. If we go back over the last 30 games, he's only went higher than that in 7 of those. So only 23% of the time he's went higher than that projection. So we're going to take lower than that. So that's the plays we're going to look at here. We're going to go lower. Jaren Jackson, 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Brandon Ingram, higher than 24.5 points. CJ McCollum, higher than 5.5 assists. And then, that's where we're going to look at Underdog. So check them out. Again, if you do not have an Underdog account, use that promo code CashKeg and get the 100% instant deposit match up to $100. And again, join me over my Twitter at Keg4540. I will put the link in the description as well. And you can join me for a few extra plays that I will drop this afternoon for today's slate. So appreciate you guys. And again, like always, I'll see you on the flip side. Deuces.